Okay, hello everybody. My name is Dray Jaymes, and I'm finna talk about the Matrix Resurrection. I'm gonna say Revolution. Shit, that was like 10 years ago, I think. Was it 10 years ago? The third movie, The Matrix, came out? I'm not sure. Anyway, so I watched the trailers for it. Initially, when I watched the trailer for The Matrix 4, I was like, "Oh shit, they're gonna make another Matrix movie," because I saw as you saw where they showed uh fucking Carrie Ann Moss and excuse me and Keanu Reeves on a wire harness in the air in San Francisco. That's how I know they was like making another Matrix movie. Then I saw some actual trailers for the movie. That's just excited my whole enthusiastic aura that I had for this movie because I'm a big fan of the Matrix movies really. A big fan of the first one more, but they opened it up with the second and the third one with the story and the lore. A lot of people didn't like the lore, or excuse me, a lot of people didn't like the second and the third movies because the seems to me like the pacing was off. It wasn't like the first movie where they explains you a little bit and they let it become vague enough for you to be like, what the hell? But it left mystique. They didn't answer too many questions, but it just lets you stay in the dark. Lets you figure out for yourself. But this movie right here is, oh man, it's a lot of things about this movie that made me like scratch my head. Like, how come they didn't like have Hugo Weaving reprise his role as Smith? You got this other dude. Not he didn't to me make me feel like he's Smith. He to me feels like he's Smith's son or his cousin. I mean, of course, if you go into the lore of the Matrix, the Matrix itself is a computer generated world, like augmented. How you say it? It's like augmented reality, whatever. You have different programs, whatever. It's just like an actual computer. You have one program, they get old enough, and then they reboot itself. Now a new version comes out. This Smith right here is like a new version of Hugo Weaving, but actually it's the same program. But still, cast an actor that, if you want to change everything, cast the actor that's like, even though the actor is different, the aura of Smith is still there. Like, from the actor's point of view, make his voice seem charismatic, between the cuts of his dialogue, it's like make me feel like, even though that's not Smith physically, he don't look like Smith, he still sound like it. Because when new Smith says Mr. Anderson, it don't sound like Hugo either. That's, they employ a lot of emotion in Neo's character. The first three movies, Neo is kind of dry and he says emotionally dead. This Neo is more lively, for lack of a better word. Kind of a, and then there's also some comic relief, like there's this one scene where, what the hell was that? Mm, Sorry, I saw something. I thought it was something else. My mind's playing tricks on me. Whatever. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. You know how Neo is so like dry and just emotionally dead. They made him like, oh yeah, the fucking kind of, when he was, is a scene in the movie where um he wanted to fly and he's trying to fly, but he was like, nope, I still can't do it. It's a lot of comic relief in the in the movie to make you chuckle, not laugh, but chuckle. That was kind of weird. the transitioning, or not transitioning, the introduction of the new characters and the old. It was only like three old characters. Is well, so I say three and a half characters because they brought back Morpheus. You know, he's like an agent of the system, and then all of a sudden it's like it was very interesting where you see like programs they can leave the Matrix too. I don't know what's going on here. You know, so that program turns out to be an augmented a reality of Morpheus. Not really Morpheus, but you can tell that's Morpheus because of the tone in his voice, but it's not really Morpheus. Jada Pinkett Smith come back as Niobe. But she's like this old lady and she's like the general now because Harry Lennox was the original general from the first two movies. I'm guessing he died, and then, you know, Niobe, Jada Pinkett Smith's character, is like, I'm the new general, whatever. New city, Zion is destroyed. So the humans and the machines had sided with the humans because there was like this civil war with machine versus machine or whatever. So some of the machines sided with the humans. They built a new city called Io, which looks very better than fucking Zion. See, we got Carrie Ann Moss as Trinity and Neo as Keanu Reeves as Neo. Those are the three original characters that they reintroduced. They also shed some light on some previous people, like actual Morpheus that was played by Lawrence Fishburne. He died, and they explained that he died in the video game Path to Neo, and you know he went from a captain to like the committee council seat. I think he was like the head guy or whatever. I don't know. And you know they paid some homage on that character. The bad guy, the analyst, that I always call him Doogie Howser because that's who he was. But it was Sean Patrick Thomas, some shit. I'm on the internet right now. Let me see. Who was that dude that was on the fucking shit that was like, who was Doogie Howser? Doogie Howser. I'm showing my age because a lot of you don't remember or don't know who Doogie Howser is because y'all wasn't born yet. Neil Patrick Harris. He was the bad guy. He was the analyst. So he took the place, I'm thinking he took the place of the architect. That was you saw in the third movie, which you don't know what the fuck he was saying. But you kind of know, if you listen, you kind of know what he was talking about. He just used big fancy scientific words that he been IT administrator for like 12 years or whatever. He's just stopped speaking human because he's not human. So I think he took the place of the architect. I'm guessing that program got outdated. Now he's like, he made the new Matrix, which is version 7. Because you know there were 6 versions of the Matrix. Now we're in version 7, and that's when the analysts made, basically to control humans even more by emotion or whatever. Anyway, that whole dynamic of what the analyst wants, and then basically it's like a love story between Neo and fucking what's her name, Trinity. I'm trying to find my girlfriend, whatever, blah, blah, you know. And then the analyst was like, there's not one to one. There was 2. There was always 2 the ones. If that makes sense. Because Neo is Trinity's half, and Trinity is Neo's better half or whatever. And you know, and every time they come together, sparks fly, literally. You know, remember in the third Matrix of how they was on the brink of death, there was this Neo and Trinity, and then Trinity says some lovey-dovey stuff like, I can't live without you, whatever, and they kiss, and then sparks fly, and then the architect was like, when they was rebuilding them together, bringing them back to life, and inserting them back in the pods, it was expensive for him to do that, but they couldn't like keep him close. I mean, they want to keep him close, but not too close because then it will make a chain reaction and things will explode or whatever. Because that's how they bond together. They're like one of the same. But that was kind of confusing. I'm confused in doing this review right here, but it is what it is. I know things are going. You know what? This movie kind of reminded me of the other movie that I watched. That was that Mortal Kombat movie, that live action Mortal Kombat. You know how everything was like so. Like what the hell? It seems like shit was missing, but they was kind of building up anticipation for the second one of whatever. I'm not sure. That's the trend of how they will make a movie. They will like give you bits and pieces, just for they can build a story arc for the next film. I don't know. Anyway, Smith is different. He's another white dude. It'd be nice if it was Hugo Weaving. They made some emotional changes towards Neo. He's no longer dry and like, well, baby, I really, that soft monotone voice he had. Now he's filled with emotion. Yeah, it's New City. No more Zion. It's IO now. Some of the machines have sided with the humans. The architect is gone. Now you got the analyst, Doogie Howser, Sean Michael Thomas, Sean Michael Harris. What was his name again? I forgot that fast. Neil Patrick Harris. Yeah. Rich, it was very easy to hate him. Anyway, that's it. Peace out. I have no, I'm not even going to edit. I'm going to put this on Storyfire on YouTube. Peace out again.